for those of you that don't know me, I'm Jeff. And you can call me Q-Ball, or Q, or Cube, or Cuban, or Cubanellis, or El Cubano Mas Loco, or for some of you, JB. Alright, so Coops always said I amused him at work, so this is my last shot right here to amuse him. But I would like to say, it has been a pleasure working with you all these years. Psych. Alright, so 21 years I've been in the South area. When I got there, Tom was already there. So you can imagine how many Tommy, Jimmy, Danny, Donna stories I've heard. I'm talking long stories here, people.
That's right.
And I hope you are more interesting than the stories that he tells. Usually stories start out, we're sitting at the sector, kind of like this. You know, I'd be on the radar, usually on a date. Traffic would be light, you know, so he'd start telling the story. But traffic would pick up, he'd just keep telling the story. Pretty soon I'm busy, but Tommy bought a new aquarium. And now Approach is screaming at me to take my handoffs, but Jimmy's practicing stalls over Lake Michigan. Now I got a Learjet stuck at 12 grand for 40 miles. And Danny's resuscitating some drunk guy in the street. Now I violate Danville's airspace twice. All three of the boys are checking each other into the Ford. Donna's got the van packed. They're all going to Michigan. Thanks, buddy. More than the long stories, I think what I'll remember is his great ability to embrace change. That was sarcasm. I'm glad some of you got it. He didn't want anything to change ever. I don't think he changed his underwear today because the ones he wore yesterday are working just fine. We'd be in an airspace meeting, and it didn't matter what suggestion somebody came up with, good or bad, he'd always shoot them down. He'd say, oh no, we tried this here when I was in the West High over there, and that was in '89 there. You can't change this here, okay? We tried that, it didn't work. So Gary Knapp would have to stand up and say, let's cut this for the day, guys. We'll get back together on Friday. Because Friday's Coops' day off. So we'd get back together and we'd change some stuff, and he'd figure it out on Sunday. There was a change, though, that he did like. That was about 4 years ago, I think. Unfortunately, he was the only one that knew about the change. He thought they changed the separation minimum from 5 to 3 miles. For about a month, he was running with it. He scared the shit out of all of us. I mean, it took Sean Hathaway and Gary Riggle to step up and fix him up. You know, Gary came up and said, Tom, Gary and I would like to speak to you about something. Go ahead, Gary. Gary, where'd you go? Gary, you wanted to say something to Tom? Yeah, I did. What was it? About the separation? Oh yeah. Listen up, boss. Okay, it's 7 miles. You gotta use 7 miles. It's 5 miles, Gary. Oh yeah, it's 5 miles. 5 miles. I told you the wrong thing. Damn it. So, you know, those guys stepped up. They got his head back in the game. But what a lot of people don't realize, there's a physical aspect to this job as well. Coops was always silky smooth on the trackball and keyboard until one day, he got an on-the-job injury. He succumbed to tennis elbow from rolling the slew ball. 80 months of therapy and medication couldn't fix him. He had to take the whole slew ball assembly with 2 hands, because this was all gimpy by now. Pick it up and put it overhead. He crossed over. He's a lefty now. Lefty clicker, which now freed up his right hand to remove and replace his glasses after every clearance. But overall, this guy had a pretty squeaky clean career. Occasionally he'd get a little argument on the landline, disputing an SOP or an LOA, which he was always on top of. But just as you thought he was going to get in trouble for that, the supervisor would come around the corner and see Stan, and they figured it was Stan. So he didn't get in trouble for any of that either. So, I mean, his career was so squeaky clean, we sent him in for a nomination to the Vatican. And they responded back to me, they said, we want to send the Pope out here tonight. So, without further ado, here's the Pope. I say it again, here's the Pope.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this special evening. I must tell you, when I first received Kucala's nomination for sainthood, I was stunned. I couldn't believe it. An air traffic controller being nominated for sainthood? It's never happened before. Controllers have a hard enough time making it into heaven, becoming saints. So we looked into his qualifications. He's well liked by most of his co-workers. He's a family man. He's raised 3 great children. And he's been married for over 70 years. So in consultation with my 2 staff priests, Father Baz Milius and Father Guido Milducci, we decided that yes, he should become a saint. So, Father Baz, Father Guido, let us begin the sanctification.
Sanctification.
Spiritus Sanctus, Dominus Vobiscum, Gruperus Maximus, Aurora Borealis. Father Baz, the halification. I now pronounce you Saint Kooks of Chicago Center. Patron saint of long stories. Now, as is tradition with most saintings, you will receive 3 gifts. Father Baz?
Oh my God.
All right. Hang on a second. All right, the first gift is a pair of the Pope's avocados. ever feeling lonely, just fondle him. All right, the next gift. The next gift is an autographed copy of Gareth Rigolis. He is the Kavorka of Afghanistan. When you put that on your wall,
oh my goodness.
if you ever encounter one of life's many dilemmas, just look at him and ask, what would Gary do? And then do the opposite. And our last gift.
Blue bag in. Blue bag. Oily practice is 150.
Okay, this next gift is a special gift from your flock. So you're gonna have to open it yourself. Now for a special benediction by Father Guido Melducci.
What happened to the Nazi Pope? We got a Polish Pope back here now. What's with the Polish Pope? Just starting to get used to the Nazi. Anyways, I knew Tom since we were about the same size. A couple of pounds lighter, you know. And we started this company. It was called Adequate Fence Company. It was a good company. Didn't get too much business though because we used the people's pets, stuffed pets, the fence to make sure they couldn't get out. Anyways, I just want to congratulate Tom on his welcome to the other side. The dark side. And if you could come up here now and address your flock.
If anybody wonders why I never left the South area, you know why. I work with, and I love them to death, and I'll miss them, And it's been 30 years and stuff. It started out, when I first got there, guys like Dave and Tomasi and Dennis Turner helped me out and stuff. I don't even know what to say. Stanley, whoever planned this, this is kind of typical of him. He always has fun. He does a great job with us.
What's he talking about?
Everybody else, Bob, we used to carpool all the time. We get all worked up before work and get excited and stuff like that. And, Bob's, himself, he's a great guy, I'll miss everybody. It was a great career. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad to see everybody who came out. I don't know what else to say. I think Karen came here earlier and probably did decorations. I appreciate that. And the hardest thing is going to be not leaving the job or leaving everybody else in. You know what I mean? You're a great group of people. Obviously, we'll see a lot of retirements coming up. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to see all you guys and stuff again. Thanks a lot, Dan. Thank you again. I'd like to get something involved in this too. So, I don't know what to say. Stanley, Uncle Sty, you did a great job.